Have you ever stopped to wonder not just how long you'll live after 70, but how well you'll live, not in theory, not in hope, but in real measurable ways? Every step you take, every night's sleep, even the strength of your handshake, these are signals, quiet whispers from your body trying to tell you something about your future. And if you're over 60, it's time to start listening. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because scientists and doctors have identified 7 specific signs backed by research that can help predict not only your lifespan, but the quality of those years. This video goes far beyond general advice. It's a guide rooted in longevity tips, senior health insights, and natural markers of healthy aging. You'll learn how daily habits for longevity like walking, pace grip strength, or even appetite can serve as silent indicators of how your body is really doing. At Live Healthy After 50, we believe aging can be empowering when you have the right tools. So if you care about senior health, aging gracefully, and staying independent as long as possible, this is for you. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Live Healthy After 50, and turn on notifications so you never miss our weekly guidance on how to live strong, live smart, and live well. And here's a question just for you. Which of these signs have you noticed in your own life? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now let's begin, because the earlier you recognize these signs, the more power you have to shape the years ahead. Number 1, walking speed, the silent predictor of longevity. Most people don't think twice about how fast they walk. But after age 70, your walking speed becomes far more than just a habit. It becomes a powerful indicator of how long you may live. In fact, studies from the Journal of the American Medical Association have shown that older adults who walk slowly have twice the risk of early death compared to those who maintain a steady pace. Think about that. Something as simple as your stride, the way you move through daily life, can reflect the health of your heart, your nervous system, and your muscles. Walking speed is like a window into your entire body's resilience. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 73-year-old retired school teacher living in Des Moines, Iowa. For most of his life, he walked to work, played catch with his grandkids, even did weekend hikes with friends. But over the last few years, his pace gradually slowed. He didn't notice it at first, but his daughter did. Crossing a parking lot took longer. Climbing stairs left him winded. What used to be a 10-minute walk to the corner store and stretched to 20. Thomas brushed it off as normal aging. But when he went for his annual checkup, his doctor noticed more than just a slow gait. His blood pressure was higher. His leg muscles had lost mass. And a quick walking test revealed he was walking less than 0.8 meters per second, a red flag linked to reduced life expectancy in seniors. Now here's the science. Walking speed has been used for years by geriatric specialists as a quick, reliable predictor of overall health. It's not just about your legs. It tells us whether your heart is pumping efficiently, if your nervous system is coordinating movement properly, and whether your brain is staying sharp. A slow walk can often signal early declines in mobility, cardiovascular fitness, and even cognitive function. According to research from the British Medical Journal, each 0.1 meter per second increase in walking speed is associated with a 12% reduction in mortality risk. That's not a small detail. That's a survival strategy. And the best part, this is something you can work on. Improving your walking speed doesn't require a gym membership or a major lifestyle overhaul. It starts with daily habits for longevity, simple steps, like walking a little farther each day, practicing balance exercises, or using light ankle weights to rebuild strength. If you're over 60 and you've noticed yourself slowing down, maybe you pause more often to catch your breath or avoid long walks altogether. Don't ignore it. These changes may be your body's way of warning you, but unlike many other warning signs, this one is visible, trackable, and absolutely trainable. Take another example, Margaret, age 76, from Santa Fe, New Mexico. She was never an athlete, but after reading about how walking speed predicts healthy aging, she set a goal. Every morning before breakfast, she walks around her block, rain or shine. Over the months, her speed improved, so did her balance, her energy, even her mood. Her doctor noticed the changes too. Fewer complaints, better blood work, and a lower resting heart rate. This isn't magic, it's momentum. And the sooner you start, the better. At Live Healthy. After 50, we believe that longevity secrets don't live in fancy treatments or untested supplements. They live in movement, in routines, in how you walk through the world literally. So ask yourself honestly, When was the last time you noticed your walking speed? Are you moving with purpose, or has your pace quietly slipped? Try this. Stand up. Time yourself walking 10 feet at a normal pace. If it takes longer than 8 seconds, it might be time to take your legs and your future more seriously. Because in the end, your stride today could very well shape your tomorrow. Coming up next, the strength of your hands and what your grip might be telling you about your years ahead. Number 2, balanceability. Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds? It sounds simple, but this one small test, standing on one leg for 10 seconds, may reveal more about your future health than an entire blood panel. Geriatric doctors call it the life test for a reason. In recent studies published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, researchers found that adults over 60 who couldn't hold this position for 10 seconds were nearly twice as likely to die in the next 10 years. Not from freak accidents, but from quiet declines in coordination, brain function, and overall resilience. You see, balance is not just about muscles. It's about your brain, your reflexes, your nervous system, and most importantly, your independence. Let's talk about James, a 72-year-old from Knoxville, Tennessee. Once a high school basketball coach, he prided himself on staying active. But after retirement, he spent more time sitting, reading, watching TV, staying indoors. When his doctor asked him to try the balance test at a checkup, he couldn't last 3 seconds. He wobbled, stepped down, and laughed it off. But his doctor didn't laugh. That short moment pointed to something deeper: early signs of decline in the systems that keep us upright, mobile, and safe. And here's the truth: falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in older adults in the United States. Not heart attacks, not strokes, falls. The connection between balance and survival is undeniable. According to the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy, poor balance is linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline, frailty, and hospitalization. And it doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in quietly, a stumble here, a missed step there, until one day it becomes a crisis. That's why doctor tips for older adults always include one thing: train your balance every day, even just a few minutes. Margaret, a 75-year-old from Eugene, Oregon, is living proof. After a minor fall in her garden, she was shaken. She began doing a simple routine every morning, holding onto the back of a chair, lifting one foot and counting to 10. At first, she could barely make it to 5. But within weeks, she was holding steady, even brushing her teeth on one foot. Her confidence came back, and so did her freedom. You don't need fancy equipment or hours of time. You just need consistency. Try standing on one leg while waiting for your coffee to brew. Walk heel to toe down the hallway. Try light Tai Chi in the living room. These simple practices help strengthen the muscles in your legs, engage your core, and reawaken the neural pathways that control balance. At Live Healthy After 50, we believe balance is a key pillar of senior health. It's part of the daily habits for longevity that often go overlooked, and yet it's one of the most natural forms of home health care for elderly adults. No side effects, no prescriptions, just you and your body working together. So take a moment now, stand near a wall or a counter, lift one foot, count to 10. How steady are you? If you struggle, that's not a reason to panic. It's a reason to start. Because the sooner you train your balance, the longer you'll walk, stand, and live on your own terms. This isn't about standing still. It's about standing strong. Number 3, deep and consistent sleep more than just rest. Most people think of sleep as something passive, a way to shut down. But after the age of 60, sleep becomes something far more vital, a form of healing. And not getting enough of it doesn't just leave you groggy, it can change the course of your health. Scientific studies from Harvard and the NIH have shown that older adults who sleep fewer than 5 hours per night have significantly higher risks of Alzheimer's disease, heart problems, weakened immunity, and even premature death. That's not opinion. That's data. Your body uses sleep as its nightly repair session. During deep rest, your brain clears out waste proteins. Your heart slows, your cells regenerate, and your immune system resets. Without this cycle, aging accelerates quietly, steadily, and often without symptoms until it's too late. Let me introduce you to someone. Her name is Diane. She's 74 and lives in Asheville, North Carolina. Diane spent years believing sleep just wasn't for her. She stayed up watching TV until midnight, checked her phone in bed, ate ice cream late at night. She'd wake up 5 or 6 times. Some nights she'd barely get 4 hours. She joked about it with friends. "I'll sleep when I'm dead," she'd say. But then things started to shift. She began forgetting names. She struggled with balance. Her blood pressure rose, At her annual physical, her doctor asked a simple question, "How are you sleeping?" And Diane broke down. She realized that what she had treated as a minor annoyance was quietly unraveling her health. Sleep isn't optional for healthy aging. It's foundational, and it's one of the easiest senior home remedies to start improving without medication. The first key is rhythm. Going to bed at the same time every night, even on weekends, trains your internal clock. It helps your body know when to rest and when to restore. That consistency has been shown to reduce inflammation and improve memory in adults over 65. The second key is light. Blue light from phones and screens blocks melatonin, the hormone your brain uses to help you fall asleep. So turn off the screens an hour before bed. Use warm, dim lighting in the evening. Open the curtains in the morning. Natural sunlight first thing in the day helps reset your sleep cycle. And the third key, food. Eating heavy meals before bed makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Instead, try a light snack like a banana, a few almonds, or a cup of herbal tea. These natural health for seniors options are gentle, effective, and help your body shift into rest mode. Robert, 78, from Spokane, Washington, struggled for years with broken sleep. He finally tried something simple. He started stretching for 5 minutes before bed, switched to warm lighting, turned off his TV by 9. Within a few weeks, he was falling asleep faster and waking up fewer times during the night. His energy came back, his mood lifted, and most importantly, he felt like himself again. At Live Healthy. After 50, we always say this sleep is not wasted time. It's the most powerful medicine your body gives you for free. If you're waking up tired, if your mind feels foggy, if you find yourself dozing off in the afternoon or dragging through the day, don't chalk it up to just getting older. Ask yourself what your nights look like. What habits are helping you sleep, and which ones might be stealing it from you? Because when sleep goes wrong, everything follows. But when it goes right, your brain sharpens, your body recovers, and your chances of living long and living well go way up. So tonight, give yourself permission to rest. Not because you're tired, but because it's one of the greatest investments you can make in your future. Number 4, grip strength, a measure of total body power. It may seem small, but your grip, the simple strength of your hands, can reveal more about your body's overall health than you might expect. In fact, researchers have found that weak hand grip strength is one of the earliest warning signs of age-related decline. And it's not just about dropping jars or struggling with door handles. It's a signal, a quiet one, that the body is losing muscle coordination and resilience. According to a study from The Lancet, low grip strength is associated with higher risks of heart disease, stroke, and early death, even more so than high blood pressure. For adults over 60, the strength of your hands can predict not just independence, but longevity. Think about Harold, a 79-year-old retired plumber from Akron, Ohio. For most of his life, he worked with tools, lifted equipment, fixed broken pipes. His hands were strong, but as the years went on, Harold started avoiding heavier grocery bags. He asked his grandson to open jars, and when he tried using a hand gripper at the local senior center, he could barely squeeze it. He didn't feel sick. He still walked, still drove. But over the next year, Harold began falling more often. His posture changed. He felt tired after light chores. At his annual checkup, his doctor noted something critical. His grip strength had fallen below 26 kilograms, the clinical threshold for increased mortality in men over 70. What happened to Harold isn't rare. It's common, it's preventable, and it's reversible. Grip strength isn't just a reflection of your hands. It's a snapshot of your entire muscular system. When the muscles in your hands start to weaken, chances are so do the muscles in your arms, legs, and core. That means reduced stability, slower walking speed, increased fall risk, and less ability to bounce back from illness or injury. The good news, you can rebuild it, you can reclaim it, and you don't need a gym or a personal trainer to do it. At Live Healthy. After 50, we encourage daily habits for longevity that begin right at home. Keep a tennis ball in your kitchen drawer. Squeeze it 5 times while waiting for your toast. Use light dumbbells or resistance bands while watching TV. Carry grocery bags with intention, not with your arms bent, but gripped and lifted. And here's why this matters so much. People with strong grip strength tend to live longer. They have fewer hospitalizations. They're more likely to recover from surgery. And most importantly, they maintain independence. They continue doing what they love: cooking, driving, traveling, living. Marcia, a 73-year-old from Tacoma, Washington, once struggled to open a bottle of water. Now, after 3 months of regular strength training, just 10 minutes a day, she's back to gardening. Back to playing with her great-grandkids. Her doctor calls it functional muscle gain. She calls it getting her life back. You don't need to be a bodybuilder to see results. You just need to stay consistent. Because when you strengthen your grip, you're not just training your hands, you're reinforcing your capacity to live fully. So here's a simple test. Grab a bathroom scale, squeeze it as hard as you can with one hand. Can you press past 40 pounds? If not, don't worry. But do start, because this small number may hold the key to how long and how well you live. Remember, strong hands are a quiet promise. They say, I'm still here, I'm still strong, I'm not done yet. And for older adults, that promise is more powerful than ever. Number 5, eating habits. A good appetite means there's still hope. In your 70s and beyond, eating well isn't just about filling your stomach. It's about feeding your strength, your memory, your immunity, and in many ways your future. Loss of appetite in older adults is not something to ignore. When you no longer look forward to meals when food begins to taste bland, or when you start skipping meals without realizing it, that's not just aging. It could be your body sounding an alarm. Recent studies from the National Institute on Aging show that unintended weight loss after 65 is often tied to muscle wasting, poor nutrient absorption, and weakened immune response. It also increases the risk of frailty and cognitive decline, sometimes long before more obvious symptoms appear. Take the story of Evelyn, a 76-year-old from Fort Collins, Colorado. She'd always been a lively woman, hosted family dinners, loved her morning oatmeal and fresh fruit. But after her husband passed, she stopped caring about food. Meals became an afterthought. Some days she'd forget to eat until late in the afternoon. She thought it was just grief, but within a few months her energy dipped. Her clothes became loose. She had trouble getting up from chairs and started feeling lightheaded when she stood too fast. Her doctor ran tests. The results were clear: malnutrition, early sarcopenia, and signs of immune suppression. What she needed wasn't another pill. She needed nourishment. Appetite is one of the most overlooked predictors of healthy aging, but it's one of the most powerful. As long as you're eating with interest and intention, your body still wants to thrive. Here's what senior nutrition guides now recommend for adults over 60. Eat enough protein. This isn't just about muscle, though that's important. Protein helps repair tissues, supports your immune system, and slows age-related muscle loss. Aim for a source of protein at every meal. Eggs, chicken, tofu, Greek yogurt, even beans. Don't skip fiber. A healthy gut supports your brain, your immune system, and even your mood. Leafy greens, berries, oats, and legumes should be staples in your daily routine. Include healthy fats. Omega-3s found in salmon, walnuts, and flaxseed can reduce inflammation and protect brain health. These are longevity secrets backed by decades of research. And don't forget water. As we age, our thirst response weakens, but your cells still need hydration to function properly. Dehydration is a silent threat, one that leads to confusion, constipation, and even kidney problems in older adults. Over 60 wellness starts on the plate. Not with supplements, not with fads, but with real food, prepared with care, eaten with awareness. Let's revisit Evelyn. Her daughter began meal prepping with her on Sundays, just a few changes, adding smoothies with protein powder, warm soups with lentils, and fruit bowls with chia seeds. Evelyn's appetite returned. So did her color. Her posture improved. And for the first time in months, she began laughing again at the dinner table. There's a reason cultures that celebrate food like the Mediterranean or Okinawan diets also produce the longest living people. It's not just the ingredients, it's the connection to nourishment, to tradition, and to self-respect. At Live Healthy, after 50, we believe eating well is an act of love for your body, for your brain, and for the years ahead. So ask yourself, are you still enjoying your meals? Do you eat because you're hungry or just because it's time? Do you feel energized after eating or tired and disconnected? If your appetite has faded, don't wait. Explore new flavors. Eat with others. Try smaller, more frequent meals. And above all, don't see eating as a chore. See it as a chance. Because as long as you're hungry for life, there's life left to enjoy. Number 6, stress management, the silent killer of longevity. Not all dangers come with warning signs. Some creep in quietly over time and do their damage in the background. Chronic stress is one of them. It doesn't just affect your mood or your sleep, it changes your biology, how you age, how you heal, and how long you live. Scientists from the University of California have found that long-term stress accelerates cellular aging by shortening telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA. Shorter telomeres mean a higher risk of cancer, heart disease, memory loss, and early death. What's more troubling is how invisible it all feels. You don't see inflammation building. You don't feel cortisol rising. But inside your body, the storm is real. It affects your immune system, slows repair, weakens your heart, and raises the risk for almost every major age-related disease. Let me tell you about Leonard, a 75-year-old retired accountant from Albany, New York. He never missed a physical, ate well, stayed active, but he carried stress like a weight on his shoulders, worrying about his adult children, obsessing over news headlines, overthinking every little decision. He didn't smoke, didn't drink, but his blood pressure was high, his sleep was broken, and he often felt tired by noon. At first, his doctors couldn't find anything wrong. No infection, no disease, just elevated cortisol and rising inflammation. What he didn't realize was that stress had become his silent disease. Eventually, Leonard took a different path. He began journaling for 10 minutes every morning, practiced deep breathing each night. He joined a local walking group not for fitness, but for friendship. Within 3 months, his blood pressure dropped. His energy improved. His sleep returned. His doctor said the changes were better than any pill. Managing stress isn't just self-care. It's survival. It's part of preventing aging diseases before they take root. It's one of the most powerful longevity secrets we have, and it costs nothing. Here's what we know from research published in the American Journal of Psychiatry. Meditation helps calm the nervous system and reduce inflammation. Laughter releases endorphins that protect the heart and reduce blood pressure. Social connection lowers stress hormone levels and strengthens immunity. Breathing exercises activate the parasympathetic system, the part of your body responsible for rest and healing. At Live Healthy After 50, we often say that healthy aging is as much about mindset as medicine. You can eat well, sleep well, and stay active. But if your mind is trapped in a cycle of worry and overthinking, your body pays the price. So what can you do today? Take a walk outside without your phone. Sit on the porch and just breathe for 5 minutes. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in months. Watch something that makes you laugh out loud. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Mary, a 71-year-old from Scottsdale, Arizona, used to feel overwhelmed by the smallest things. Bills, appointments, family drama. But she started using guided meditation apps. She kept a gratitude journal. Now she sleeps better, her digestion improved, and for the first time in years, she says she feels like her age is just a number, not a weight. Stress doesn't have to define your later years. You deserve peace, you deserve space to breathe, and you deserve the tools to stay calm even when life feels uncertain. So ask yourself, how do you handle stress? Do you carry it in your chest, your stomach, your thoughts? Whatever your answer is, just know this: you have more control than you think, and every deep breath, every kind word, every moment of stillness adds to the quality and the quantity of your years ahead. Number 7, social connections. The overlooked longevity vitamin. When most people think about staying healthy after 70, they think of food, exercise, or medication. But there's another form of nourishment that doesn't come in a bottle, and yet may be just as powerful: human connection. Decades of research, including studies from Harvard and the Journal of Aging and Health, have shown that strong social ties can reduce the risk of depression, dementia, heart disease, and even early death. In fact, loneliness has been found to be just as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not an exaggeration, that's science. Staying socially connected isn't just about being busy, it's about being seen, heard, valued. And for older adults, it's one of the greatest protective factors for both mental and physical health. Let me introduce you to Carol, 78, from Dayton, Ohio. After her husband passed, she stopped going to church. She skipped book club, even turned down calls from old friends. "I just didn't feel like talking," she said. Months passed. Her sleep suffered. She lost weight. Her memory started slipping. What she didn't realize was that isolation had crept in, and it was doing damage far beyond sadness. During a routine checkup, her doctor asked one simple question: "When's the last time you had a real conversation with someone who knows you well?" Carol paused, then cried. That moment sparked change. Her daughter helped her join a local gardening group. She started having coffee with a neighbor every Friday. Slowly, the light came back. Her memory sharpened. Her energy returned. And most importantly, she felt alive again. At Live Healthy After 50, we talk a lot about natural health for seniors. And yes, that includes leafy greens hydration movement. But we also believe that friendship is medicine. Laughter is medicine. Feeling like you belong, that is powerful preventive care. Here's what the experts say. Social engagement boosts dopamine and oxytocin hormones that protect the heart and brain. It reduces the body's stress response, lowers inflammation, and supports immune function. It encourages better lifestyle choices. People who stay socially active tend to eat better, move more, and follow through with medical care. In Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's longest living populations, elders belong to tight-knit social groups called moai. They meet daily, share meals, talk about their lives, and they live on average longer than anywhere else on Earth. You don't need dozens of friends, just one or two people you trust, people who make you feel heard, seen, valued. Richard, 74, from Reno, Nevada, joined a walking group at his local YMCA. He didn't go for the exercise, he went for the conversations. And after years of keeping to himself, he rediscovered something he hadn't felt in a long time: purpose. Staying connected isn't about being social for the sake of it. It's about protecting your mind, your mood, your life. So ask yourself, when was the last time you shared a laugh with someone you care about? Had a real talk, not about politics or the weather, but about how you're really doing. If it's been a while, it's not too late. Call an old friend, join a group, volunteer, say hello to a neighbor. The smallest effort can lead to a big shift. Because relationships, real meaningful ones, don't just make life richer, they make it longer. And for those of us focused on aging gracefully, senior health, and over 60 wellness, that's something worth reaching for. The length of your life isn't written in stone, it's shaped by the way you live each day. The food you choose, the steps you take, the thoughts you carry, and the love you give to yourself and others. These are the quiet predictors of your future. After 70, staying healthy isn't just a wish, it's a responsibility. Not just for your own well-being, but for the people who still need you. The beauty is most of the signs we've explored today are not fixed. They can be improved, strengthened, transformed. All it takes is the decision to begin. If this helped you see aging in a new light, don't forget to subscribe to Live Healthy After 50. Every week we share new ways to take care of your health, your heart, and your happiness, because your health is your greatest wealth.